They say that those that have done no wrong should not fear the monarch
Whenever you want it.
that makes you the enemy of this state. They say that we should believe that the Federal Reserve's paper is actually
And that's
money.
exactly what it was.
But we know the truth. The Federal Reserve notes are not even a promise to pay us real money. It's just paper.
Thank you so much.
They say that the Internal Revenue Service has the law on their side, and that we should be grateful that we are allowed to keep as much of our money as we do. But we know the truth. The IRS doesn't have the law on their side. They have none.
So welcoming.
The IRS does not employ or understand eloquent reasons. They only understand force. They say that oil is the only real alternative to our energy needs. But we know the truth. Take away the trillions. They say that our foreign policies, with their entangling alliances, are required to secure our domestic tranquility. But we know the truth. Our domestic tranquility is best secured by respecting the sovereignty of every individual worldwide. They say that we must trust governments to tell us what is safe and effective for our minds and bodies. But we know the truth. The force of government is being used to deny us control over our own lives. We are being denied access to even the most beneficial of substances to maximize the profits of those that have no moral resistance to poison us for more valuable stock options. They say that if the government can make more revenue by redistributing our property amongst others, then they have eminent domain. But we know the truth. That if any government is at least a useful parasite when it is unable or unwilling to protect the property rights of those from which it derives its existence, and that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of this end, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. They say regulation of the internet, followed closely by taxation of it, will provide safe and equal speech. But we know the truth. We are to be denied free speech. And history has shown that human beings will never be denied the ability to express themselves. They say that more of our money is required to fix the government schools. But we know the truth. The government schools are doing exactly as they're planned to do. They say election computers save money, provide faster and more accurate results. But we know the truth. Computer voting results are as accurate as a few computer programmers designed them to be, and we're expected to trust them without verification. They say that billions more of our tax dollars are needed to secure the homeland from border incursions. But we know the truth. Our borders are of little interest to those that profit from fear, managed trade, and the exploitation of our welfare state. They say, what North American Union? Which is soon to be followed with, of course, the America will solve all of our economic problems. But we know the truth. The plan has always been to herd the human cattle under under one rancher. They say the economy is still growing, but at a greatly reduced rate. But we know the truth. A country that doesn't manufacture anything eventually goes broke.
We're broke.
They say that we should trust the government to look out for our physical and mental well-being. But we know the truth. Government health care has become another mechanism to control the American people. They say that we should trust the government to look out for the Earth's well-being as well. But we know the truth. Attempts to control the Earth's health has become another mechanism to control individual liberty. They say any sacrifice is worth the United States maintaining and enhancing its monopoly on global force of arms so that its will can be forced upon others. But we know the truth. Our government is more than willing to sacrifice our children's future, their freedom, their wealth, and even their lives for the U.S. government's continued military hegemony that has nothing to do with the preservation of our liberties or individual American prosperity. They say that torture is an effective means of collecting information. But we know the truth. If enough suffering is inflicted, we'll tell you whatever we think you want to hear. They say that we have every reason to be afraid. But we know the truth. We have nothing to fear but the fearmongers. They say that Independence Day is a celebration of the creation of the United States government. But we know the truth. America's birthday is a celebration of the People's Declaration of Independence. Government!
Go, Gary!
They say that we cannot handle the truth. But we know the truth! They can't handle us knowing the truth! We know 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 the truth! You know, are we having fun or what? The past year and a half has been just a whole bunch of fun, all linked together. You know, the thing is that, you know, each one of us has a voice. The regular ones, well, I'm losing mine already. And, you know, every now and then someone will just crop up from out of the cyberspace and come on the scene and you go, hey man, what that guy said. And let me tell you, one of those guys is Tim Mullen. Tim Mullen is the president of Artists Hearing International. He's a successful retail hearing care company owner and as well as a singer and songwriter that has written and performed songs advocating freedom, peace, and prosperity for over 20 years. He will read a letter to the people of the United States regarding a forgotten cause. Please welcome Tim Mullen.
That's basically what happens because, you see,